Hey there, I'm Judy Croon. Welcome to another episode of Laugh Long and Prosper, stress-busting tips with a little bit of haha. And today I want to tell you about a fantastic book that I just finished called How Not to Age. Who doesn't want to read that by Michael Greger? Do you want to know the secrets to staying young and healthy? Well, How Not to Age has got you covered. This book dives into the science behind aging, explaining how our bodies change as we get older, and how we can slow down the process, from eating right and staying active to getting enough sleep and managing stress. This book gives you all the tips and tricks you need to age gracefully. Amen. Say goodbye to myths and hello to real science-backed advice on how to look and feel your best as you grow older. By the way, Michael Greger, he's a doctor who loves talking about how food can keep us healthy. He wrote two really popular books called How Not to Die and How Not to Diet. Great titles. In these books, he explains how eating the right foods can help us stay healthy and even reverse some diseases. People really listen to what this guy has to say because he's helped a lot of us understand how important our diet is for our health. Okay, so let's get back to this latest novel, How Not to Age. Over 10 years ago, a group of top researchers gathered in Italy to study the genetics of aging and determine what aging actually is. They identified 11 essential biological processes that make up the experience of aging. Greger looked at specifically 4 of them: oxidative stress, autophagy, telomeres, and senescence. Let's talk about oxidative stress, shall we? Who doesn't want to talk about oxidative stress? Okay, you know when you leave an apple out on the counter and it turns brown? This process is called oxidation. When the enzymes in the apple mix with the air, they react with oxygen and cause the apple to change color. Well, the same process happens in your body as well. Yikes! Too much of it can lead to damage to your DNA, proteins, and lipids, and as a result, this damage can lead to problems like aging and diseases. Okay, so now let's talk about autophagy. All right, autophagy is like the cleaning service in your body. It gets rid of old or damaged proteins that are no longer needed. Get the heck out of here. But as we get older, autophagy stops working as well. Okay, so that's autophagy. All right. Now, as we learn more about getting older, we discover 2 other important things that affect aging: telomeres and senescence. Senescence sounds like a nice tea, doesn't it? Well, these are like the superheroes and villains in the story of how our bodies change over time. Telomeres are like the plastic tips on shoelaces, Greger describes, that protect our chromosomes. They keep our genetic material safe when cells divide. But each time a cell divides, these telomeres get shorter, kind of like a shield wearing down, he says. Things like stress, the environment, and our lifestyle can speed up the shortening process. When telomeres get too short, cells can't replicate properly, leading to mistakes in our genes and making us more likely to diseases like cancer and heart problems. I mentioned this in an earlier podcast that I'm sure you've got bookmarked. When we meditate 30 to 40 minutes a day, we can release a chemical called telomerase, which actually helps to repair frayed DNA strands. Okay, they help out our telomeres. So if you're suffering from frayed DNA strands, try the conditioner called telomerase. Now, when telomeres get too short or our DNA gets damaged, cells can go into a kind of retirement called senescence. This is like a safety net to stop cells from becoming cancerous. But too many of these retired cells can cause trouble by releasing harmful substances that can mess up nearby cells and cause problems like diabetes and arthritis. So telomeres and senescence are like the good and bad guys, like I said in the story of aging, working together to keep our bodies in balance as we grow older. So now let's tie this all together with a big bow. The big question is, how do we fight aging in these 4 categories? How do we lower our oxidation stress? How do we keep the brown stuff not only off of our apples, but our DNA, our proteins, and our lipids? How do we increase our autophagy? Remember the cleaning service that we like so much. And how do we protect our telomeres from getting into, we don't want too many of our telomeres going into the retirement home all at one time. Okay, that is not good. So let's look at how we can control some of the stuff. Granted, there's a lot of stuff we can't control, but there's a surprising amount of things that we can do right. And this goes back to something that Gregor said earlier, right? It's our diet. The big thing, diet. Aging can be slowed down by focusing on a diet that includes nuts, whole grains, dark green vegetables like spinach and kale, as well as berries such as blueberries and strawberries. These foods are rich in antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that help reduce oxidative stress and improve metabolic health, which can ultimately lead to a longer and healthier life. By incorporating these foods into our diet, we can positively impact the aging process and improve overall health. Again, that's nuts, whole grains, dark green vegetables like spinach and kale, as well as berries such as blueberries and strawberries. And yes, I know, it's probably going to cost you about $700 for one bag of all this stuff at Loblaws, but isn't your health worth it? Okay, next step, moving towards a plant-based diet. The key to enhancing longevity is adapting to a predominantly plant-based diet. I know a lot of folks are like thumbs down on this, but you know what? Even if you were to take meat out of your diet once or twice a week, it's not only good for you, it's great for the planet. It's great for the animals on the planet. I did an earlier podcast about centenarians, people who are living over 100 years old in 5 particular areas in the world. What they have in common, most of them are on plant-based diets. Research shows that reducing consumption of animal products, particularly red meat, processed meats, and yes, eggs, can lower the risk of heart disease, cancer, and other health issues. By shifting towards plant-based protein sources and being mindful of protein quantities, we can support anti-aging and improve our overall health and longevity. All right, next category, alcohol and other liquids. What we drink is as important as what we eat for our diet, and that enhances longevity. It supports healthy aging. Water is essential for hydration and overall health. Okay, that's number 1 on the list, right? Tea and coffee, when consumed moderately, can offer health benefits due to their antioxidant content. Alcohol, specifically wine, may not have as much to do with longevity as previously thought. Some of us want to stick our heads in the sand and go, yeah, but there's lots of people who live until they're 112 and they smoke 2 packs of cigarettes and drink 3 bottles of wine. But trust me, those people are the exception. So let's just say avoid excessive alcohol consumption if you can't stop drinking altogether. And by the way, sugary and processed drinks, a lot of pop, avoid it like the plague. Pick something healthier. Again, water. Being mindful of our beverage choices can greatly impact our health and our longevity. And finally, exercise, sleep, and stress management. In addition to diet, exercise, sleep, and stress management are key factors in healthy aging. Regular physical activity helps combat oxidative stress and maintains cellular health, joint, and muscle function. Quality sleep is important for regulating aging processes, while effective stress management can prevent cellular aging. Have you tried taking a comedy course, a comedy class? Hey, I'm just putting in a little shameless plug here, okay? But it really is good for your stress. A balanced lifestyle with these factors and strong social connections can help preserve the quality and quantity of life as we age. So How Not to Age, major thumbs up by Michael Greger. Just loved it. It's a really informative read. We'll see you next time. Laugh long and prosper.